In today's video, I'm going to share with you how you can decorate a gorgeous Christmas tree step by step. Keep watching. All right, everyone, so we're gonna get started with this beautiful and traditional Christmas tree. I know you're gonna love it. So I'm gonna share with you the selection of ribbons that I chose for this tree. This beautiful velvet with a gorgeous backing is gonna be our main ribbon. For our accent ribbon, I have this almost candy cane striped glitter, but instead of white, it has silver. It's so pretty. And for our accent ribbon, we're going to be using this gorgeous beaded 1-inch ribbon just to add that touch of glam at the end. So let's get started. I just want to mention real quick, all of the products that you're seeing in this video are from SHINODA Design Center, and I'm going to leave their phone number down below. You want something that you see in this video, just go ahead and give them a call. Tell them that you saw it on this video and they'll be able to help you. All right, so let's drop this on the floor. We're gonna get started with this gorgeous, absolutely stunning velvet ribbon. And you guys, this ribbon has a gorgeous back. As you can see, it looks so luxurious. So we're going to do something different this time. I usually start by wiring my ribbon and doing loops. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna start right here on the top, and I'm gonna look for a bristle, and I'm gonna twist that real quick like that. Then I'm going to pinch, and I'm gonna do a loop right here, going all the way to the center of the tree, creating this gorgeous loop. And then I'm gonna give it another 20 inches or so. Then I'm gonna go all the way down, creating this gorgeous loop, and I'm gonna cut right here. So for that, I need my scissors. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my scissors from this side, and never forget to dovetail your ribbon because you want it to look finished like this. But to start over again, what you need to do is dovetail that ribbon. So now what I'm going to do is, once again, just pinch right here and push my ribbon over to that side. So now I'm gonna do a step ladder motion. I'm gonna go from here, I'm gonna go over to this side, and I'm gonna go down a little bit. So I'm gonna go this way, and I'm gonna do, once again, 2 loops, one right here. Then I'm going to do another loop about 20 inches or so. Then we're going to fold right here. And on this occasion, I'm going to do 3 loops. And after that, making sure that I always fluff the ribbon, I'm gonna cut out a dovetail. So remember the rules here at Ramon at home, if you've been following this channel, is that what happens on the right happens on the left, and what goes up always has to come down, because that's what is going to give balance on your Christmas tree, your arrangement, whatever it is that you're doing. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do a 1 loop bow, and for this one, I am going to make a loop like this, making sure that that really hangs out. I'm gonna grab me a wire, and I decided to put them on my little coin pocket right here in my pants. I'm always telling you to have all the tools at the ready, you guys, because that's going to make your job much easier and faster. You're gonna become more efficient when it comes down to decorating. So I'm gonna start right here. Remember, step ladder down, step ladder down. So we're gonna start about right here. I'm gonna grab a bristle to attach to my wire. I'm gonna fluff like that. And so now I'm gonna go to the front, looking for a place to attach with a bristle. Just twist it around, creating that loop. Then one more time, just go all the way in. We wanna create this loop, going cascading down to the front. We're gonna do a 3rd one right here. And now we're going to dovetail all the way in the bottom. So that's going to be our first layer of ribbon. Let's see. And so now I went down here, and I feel like in order to fill in my Christmas tree, first of all, let me explain something. You have to kind of let your eye dictate where it is that you want those ribbons to go, because your eye knows better. If you follow the balance, what happens on the right happens on the left. What goes up must come down. At one point, trust me when I tell you, it just happens. One day you're gonna be like, oh, it needs it right there. So all you have to do is move away from your Christmas tree, pay attention where your eye is telling you to go, and fill in. Right now, just by looking at my Christmas tree, I can tell that that ribbon went that way. You guys can see it just went that way. So now what I need to do to balance it is come over to this side. I'm gonna attach right here. I'm gonna fluff my bow. And so now I'm gonna make my ribbon go this way. Because I want, at the end of the day, what I want is my Christmas tree to be fully balanced, because it looks more beautiful that way. Right, so I'm gonna cut right here, and I'm gonna kick that one to the left. Look how pretty and luxurious that ribbon is, you guys. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my second ribbon, which is going to be my accent ribbon, this gorgeous striped ribbon. And I'm going to start by dovetailing. Look at the back, you guys. It's so pretty. It's almost like a taffeta back, and it sparkles. It's so pretty. So for this particular one, this is what I'm going to do. I usually go down all the way, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to trail. So I want to do something different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 3 loop bows. Then I'm going to grab a wire. And I'm going to keep it simple because I have some ornaments that I really want them to be the star of this show. So I'm going to add a 3 loop bow, and I'm going to add it right here to this bow, just creating a bigger focal point like that. And I'm going to cut my dovetails short. So basically I'm just going to add bows to it. I don't want those dovetails to really drag down. See how short that is? I'm going to do one more. I'm going to cut right here, put my scissors in my pocket. That way I'm not losing them. And you guys, thumbs up if you are enjoying this video. And then also thumbs up for Jameson. Jameson, come in here and say hi to the viewers. You guys, Jameson has been behind the camera. How are you doing? How are you doing?
I'm back.
What do you think so far this year?
Oh, we are just getting started. We have a lot of things that have already been done, and we have more coming, and it's a lot, and I'm excited.
So tell people what you think about market when you went to market for the first time.
Massive. There's so many people, so many things to see. That you really have to sit down and make an itinerary to see everybody. Otherwise, you're gonna miss. There's just so many things to see.
Do you have fun though?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It was so much fun. All right, everyone, give it up for Jameson. You guys, market is it has become our favorite thing to do. There is just so much to see and so much to do while you are a market. And if you have not seen the market trends video that I posted, I'm gonna leave it down below so you guys can see what it's like to go to market and the whole experience. And that's where we get our ideas and all of the trends. So I'm gonna link that down below, and I'm gonna put it here somewhere so that way you guys can go check it out after you're done with this video. If you really want to be inspired, go check out the trends video. You're really going to love it. All right, so once again, making 2 loop bows like this. I'm gonna twist again and do a 3rd loop bow. Now I'm gonna grab right here, and I'm gonna grab my wire for my pocket. I need like a tool belt, almost like a, you know, like one of those hairdresser tool belts. So I've added 2 bows so far. So now what I'm going to add is a 3rd one, and I'm gonna put it right here. You wanna do it at the joint where you joint that ribbon, or where you looped. Look how pretty that is. I'm gonna add a tail right here. Look, see how that's filling in and is making our, I'm gonna do one on the top so you guys can really see. So I'm gonna explain this one real quick. So I'm gonna dovetail. Then I'm going to pinch, pinch, pinch. Give us a tail. I'm gonna go down, pinch, pinch, pinch. I'm gonna go up, pinch, pinch, pinch. I'm gonna go down again, right about the same. Then I'm going to pinch, pinch, pinch. And then I'm gonna grab my wire. Remember, we always like to cut when it's attached to the tree, so that way we know how long of a tail we really need. Once we have our bow like this, we're going to attach this one right here to the top where all of these joint. And I'm gonna pull all the way in on the branch. And that way, we're gonna fluff. That's gonna give us some sort of a topper. And then with this particular one right here, I am going to do 1 loop, pinch right here, and then go all the way in, grab one of your bristles and then twist it, and see how that's gonna give that extra loop. And so now we're gonna cut a dovetail right here. And then we fluff like that. See, that gives us a tail, loop, loop, tail going down. Wasn't that fun? All right, I'm gonna pick up my ribbon. I'm gonna do a few more of this, and I'll be right back with you to give you the next step, so keep watching. All right, so we are done with step number 1, which is our ribbon. We added our main ribbon, which is the gray velvet, and then our accent ribbon, which is going to be this striped ribbon. It is so beautiful. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my ornaments, and for this particular tree, I'm going to be using a selection of oversized ornaments. So we're gonna start with this large one. It's about a 10-inch. This particular one, I want to go as far in as I can So I'm gonna go as far as I can on the tree, and I'm gonna grab a bristle and attach my wire to it. That way it's going to stay right where I put it, and it's not gonna be moving anytime soon. So I'm gonna start right here. I'm gonna go over to this side. Once again, try to push in as far as you can on that bristle so that ornament is hanging out. This is basically just a filler and a color. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one right here. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that gorgeous? Just a big old ornament to fill in my Christmas tree. I'm gonna add this one over on this side, maybe right here. It's kind of like a peekaboo. That helps us bring in the red. We're going to continue with the red color, and for that I'm going to add some of this. Can you pass me some? Oh, it's over here. Sorry if I disappear for a second. I'm gonna grab my wire, you guys. I'm gonna grab this wire and I'm gonna put it right here, which is a good time to explain to you that the best way to add ornaments to your tree is by wiring them. I usually cut all of the little strings that come with it, and then I put a wire and twist it, and that gives me a stem to place the ornament really exactly where I want it. Now I do explain also that because we are shooting a SHINODA Design Center, some of the tags have to remain, but if you see them, just ignore them. What I'm trying to give you is the principle of how to decorate. All right, so I'm gonna start right here on the bottom, adding this ornament. Remember now, because it's the second largest one, is gonna start coming in to the tree. I'm gonna come forward into the tree to give us more texture, depth, and dimension. So I'm gonna add one right here. Remember, what happens on the right happens on the left. So we're gonna go to the left, and I'm going to add this one right here. See, this one is the one with the tag. Remember I told you that we have to leave some tags on. That's just that way for when they do inventory, well, they know what kind of ornament this was, but I try to hide them. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna come in here in the middle. I'm gonna open my ribbons, and look at that. You don't even see the tag, right? But if you are decorating for a client, or if you're decorating at home, please take the tags off. I have come into people's homes, and sometimes the tags are still on their trees, and I was like, well, are you planning on returning that? All right, so I'm gonna do that. So 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna come over here to the top, and I'm gonna open all of this, and I'm gonna grab this right here and twist it and go back. Look at that, how pretty is that? Making sure I fluff those. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab these glitter gray ones. I'm gonna start right here on the middle, and I'm gonna make sure that it goes down so it looks like it's growing from the branch, just like the other ones. And so now that I have one in the middle, I'm gonna move up a little bit. So I'm gonna go right here. Remember, you have to do a step ladder motion, whether you're coming from the top or you're coming from the bottom. You have to do that step ladder motion like this, so that way it looks more cohesive. I try to work with uneven numbers like twos, like the uneven numbers, 3, 6, 9. That way you have more balance and control on your Christmas tree. I'm gonna add this one right here. Now I selected this theme because I like peppermint, and you guys, I have a whole playlist of peppermint decorations every year. To me, it's one of the most beautiful decorations. It is one of the most traditional as well. And to me, Christmas is about the kids. So I always like to add something unexpected, and sometimes it's just the theme, like this peppermint theme that I personally love. What is your favorite theme, by the way? Be sure to leave me a comment down below and let me know what is your favorite Christmas theme. All right, so let me see, where do we need one? Remember I told you sometimes you just have to step away and see where it is that your eye dictates. All right, so now I have this really pretty flat, it's more like a candy coated, like an apple candy apple gray, and for that I'm gonna add right here. I have a few of those. I'm gonna add one right here. Other thing that I've explained to you before in a past video is when you're doing single ornaments like this, it's better if you attach them together like right here, so that way you start to create a cluster, and that way your tree is looking more filled up and absolutely gorgeous. Now I am pushing them in because I have some that have to hang on ornaments like this, on branches like this. They're going to be hanging. You know what, I'm gonna add this one right here. I feel like it needs it right on the bottom. And those are going to be our accent ornaments that I'm going to add towards the end. Let's see, where else do I need? I'm gonna add this one on the very top. I'm gonna open right here, and I'm gonna go like this. Because remember, what goes up must come down. So now you have to see that that ornament is all throughout my Christmas tree. And I'm gonna add this guy right here. I'm gonna go in, push it in like this, and I'm gonna attach. If you notice, I've put more of these bigger ornaments towards the bottom. And the reason why is because the bottom is wider than the top. So therefore, a lot more of things congregate towards the bottom. But I always like to bring them all the way to the top so it looks cohesive. You guys, this ribbon is just giving me the chills looking at it. It's so pretty. I absolutely love it. All right, so that's our ornaments. I'm gonna get all of my stems, picks, and florals ready, and I'll be right back with you. Keep watching. All right, so we are going to add our foliages, and for that I selected this magnolia foliage. You guys, this looks almost like made out of glass, and look what that does. I like to add a big foliage like this because it really fills in some of the gaps. So remember, what happens on the right happens on the left, and you can always use these stems to add at the joints, like right here. You might want to cover that joint, and that's what's going to start creating that three-dimensional look on your tree. You guys, if you've been following this channel, you know that I am all about the flyaways, and I like to create that effect of having like that where your eye travels and it finds the ornaments and it finds the ribbons. I actually love that. I call them flyaways, and I came up with that one year when I was doing a floral arrangement, and I just felt like it fell flat. Like up until now, this tree feels flat, but wait till we are done with the flyaways. That's what really is going to create that three-dimensional feel. So I always tell you to invest on some beautiful picks, florals, and stems, because that's what really is going to create that feeling of your tree. So I'm gonna add this guy right here. I have a few varieties of picks. That's the other thing. I always try to add at least 3 types of flyaways or picks to fill in. I'm gonna add another one over here. See how this joint right here? I'm gonna add one right here, and that's just gonna look like a groove from there. And I also love a big foliage like this magnolia. I always tell you to also touch every single stem to go ahead and give it a life, because they come flat like this. So if you just take the time to look, separate them first, and then you bend all of those wires like this, and that now just look more alive and more natural as a glitter silver magnolia would look. But I just love it. So I'm gonna add this one right here to the joint of my bow. Let me see. Right there, and it's just creating that depth. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this other silver pick, and this is a silver eucalyptus. And silver eucalyptus is one of my favorite things to work with. Look how pretty that is. So now I'm going to look for other spots where I didn't put that particular pick. Look at that. That's just now extending the shape of my Christmas tree. I'm going to add one right here on the bottom. This one I'm going to be more sparse, because it is really, really silver, so I don't want it to really take away too much from the red, like this one right here. Also here, I'll explain something. I like to add, if I have a big ornament like this, I like to add one right on the underneath it, so that way it looks like the weight's being supported by it. And so these are pretty large, so what I'm going to do is I'm gonna cut in 2 to go towards the top. Remember that I always like to add some right here to the top, but because we're getting closer to the top, then it has to be smaller. I'm gonna get down and picking up that one that I cut. I'm gonna put it right here on the very top, like this. It's just filling in. Let me get away from it for a second. Yes, I like that. Let me see, I think I might need a few of these on the bottom. So right here, that's a good place for one. And then I feel like I need one right here in the center. So I'm gonna put it on the joint, just like that. Look how pretty that is. And let's see, I have one last one, so might as well just go ahead and put it right here. All right, so that's all over those picks that I have. So now what I'm going to add is this beautiful red. It's almost like does it have a name? It doesn't, but it's so pretty. Look how stunning that is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this guy right here. And look at that. Oh my gosh, that is so pretty. You guys, I wish that you could see this particular pick. It is a longer pick, so it's really gonna give us a lot of dimension. And look what that does. I'm gonna be very sparse with this one. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, just to show you, you don't even need a lot of them to create this look. So that's 2. I'm gonna go over to this side. I'm gonna start going up on this one, like this. And you know what? I do have a little bit of a problem with this one. The stem is a little too long, but that should not stop you from going like this. Look, just make it a little bit shorter. I'm gonna go over to this way. I'm gonna add one right here on the bottom. Let's see. I'm gonna go over to this side on the bottom, right under the magnolia. Remember, it's about creating the layers, and look how pretty that red looks against the silver with the red ornament. It's just absolutely exquisite. So I have 3 more. I'm gonna add a few more. Let me get away from it. I'm gonna add one to the very top. So for that, I'm gonna go down like this. That's really going to extend the shape of my tree. Look how pretty that is. And just the contrast of this beautiful red and the silver, you guys, is so pretty. I feel like I need one right here in the middle, but this one might be too long for that. So what I'm gonna do is just cut a little bit of it, and I'm gonna go right here in the middle, like that. All right, I have one left, so I do want to add it. So let me make sure that I add it on the right place. Let me see. I'm going to add it right here on this side. And I'm gonna squat down to put it in. Look how pretty. You guys, don't forget to fluff your ribbons as you go, because sometimes when we're handling our tree, then it really is hard to see where we're putting it. All right, so the next thing I'm going to add is going to be this super oversized, it's almost like a leather magnolia. Look how pretty this is. Now, because there's already a lot of red on this tree, and these are super big, I'm only going to add a few, but oh my gosh, I want you to see how stunning this is. This is so pretty. And I'm gonna start right here on the top by going down on my tree. I'm going to insert like this. And this is going to be a little bit of a focal point because they're so large. And I want you to see how big this opens. Look at that, every single petal on this magnolia is wire. The tips are glittered, they are so pretty. And look how gorgeous this magnolia open. So you might want to give it a curvature like this to insert. So I put one right here. I'm gonna go come right here with all of this red stuff. Look at that. Bring it forward. I only have about 5 of them, so I'm gonna make sure that I put them in strategic places. When you're doing focal points, it's all about putting them in strategic places, so that way they don't take away from the rest, but then they also have a little bit of a chance to shine. And these are all wires, so go ahead and bend the tips where that glitter is to kind of make it look more cohesive. All right, so now I'm going to put one right here. Look how pretty that is. So 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna add one right here coming this way. Remember, you have to do a step ladder motion to really balance your Christmas tree. If you are enjoying this show, if you're enjoying this video, if you're enjoying these tutorials, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends, you guys. Help us get to as many people as possible so they can come and join this channel. All right, so I'm gonna come over this way. I'm gonna add this guy right here. So pretty. And I'm gonna add just one right here on the center, and I think we'll stop. You know, I used to have a boss who I work with that he used to say to me, stop while you're ahead. But then my other boss used to say, go big or go home. So by the time I got done working in these 2 places, I was a little confused, either stop while you're ahead or go big or go home. So I decided to second to the second one, go big or go home, because especially during the holidays, you know, we don't get as much time to enjoy other seasons, but with Christmas, we do get time. All right, so that's that. So far, so good. I love the way this looks. I love these large magnolias, they're so pretty. So our last step is going to be to add the accent ornaments and the accent rivet. I'm gonna get those ready and I'll be right back with you. Keep watching. Okay, so what we're going to do is add some of these finial ornaments first. Remember, I told you that I like to save some of these places like right here. And then what you need to do is twist that little string that it comes attached to. That way it's gonna allow you to hang it. But you have to be very strategic about this one because it is glass and you don't want to break them. You want to make sure that they're super secure. You could also glue them before you use them. I don't have the time to do that today, but I would definitely do that before I started this project, just because I don't want to break my glass ornaments. Like this particular one, I'm not even going to use because I'm already feeling a little iffy about it. So I'm not going to use that. All right, so this one I can use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it right here. But like I said, I want to make sure that I twist that string. You want to make sure that it looks like it's growing from the tree versus just being part of it. So I'm going to go like that. There you go. There's that. I have a few more of this particular ornament. And I love a finial ornament just because it gives so much depth and dimension. I'm gonna add one right here to the back. And then once again, I'm just gonna twist that. Look at that, so pretty, right? You guys, I've had so much fun this season sharing with you all of these beautiful Christmas tree ideas. And I just wanna give a shout out once again to SHINODA Design Center for letting us come here and decorate and help them. And that way I can share with you all of these ideas. All right, so now this particular one right here, it's one of my favorites. It doesn't have a wire. Oh, this one doesn't have a wire either. Okay, so I'll have to put a wire on them, but no problem. What I like about these ones is they're like a mirror, and look at that. You're gonna bend in half. Look how pretty this is. I am obsessed, and that is for the tip. You fold like that. Look at that. That's gonna catch the light like you have no idea. So once again, just grab a wire, put it through half, bend, and you're gonna find all of those tips that you can really hang an ornament, and then you're gonna fold it in half, go back, and look at that. Oh, it's so gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. Let me do a few more. Oh, that's two. That's two. You guys, I have a great collection of ornaments now since I've been doing Christmas for a while now. I really wish that you could see my collection at home. I have some really pretty ornaments that I've gathered throughout the years. Then one of these days I'm going to make a video about it just to share with you some of the ornaments. I have some gold ones. I like to call them the chocolate ones because they look like those Ferrero Rocher. They're so pretty, absolutely stunning. All right, so I'm going to add a few more of these particular ornament like that, and I'll be right back with you. Keep watching. All right, so let's recap real quick what we've done so far. You guys, in this Christmas tree, we started with a gorgeous velvet ribbon that is so beautiful. After that, I added the bows of striped red and silver. And you guys, this ribbon is so stunning in person. All of that glitter really catches the light. The third step was to add, or second step was to add our ornaments. I started with the large ornaments to fill in those bigger gaps in the tree. After that, I added this frosted one and then the silver ones all throughout my Christmas tree. After that, I did floral stems and picks, which is usually our third step. I added some beautiful eucalyptus, I added some big magnolia, and of course these big magnolias in red, and this gorgeous airy stem that I just absolutely love. So our last step usually is adding our accent ribbon, and this time is going to be, and I say usually because sometimes I like to break my own rules, but this is how usually goes, is ribbons first, ornaments seconds, floral stems, picks, and other floral stems and picks third, and then our accent ribbon. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna just drop it on the floor, and you know I like to do single loop. So what I'm going to do, I want to mention this gorgeous ribbon. It has this beading on it, which is almost made out of plastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do a tail, and I'm not gonna cut at a slant or anything because it is kind of hard to maneuver. So Jameson, will you pass me my scissors, please? We lost the scissors, you guys. Oh, they're in my pocket. Whoopsie. We've done 3 so far, so we're tired at this point. So what I'm going to do is just cut straight up right here, and then I'm going to grab a wire, and I'm gonna put this ribbon on my pocket so I don't lose it. And the reason why I want to add this particular ribbon, it's because it's so pretty. Look how gorgeous. It has like a metal, I'm gonna see if you can see it right here on the light. It has this right here. I'm also gonna show you on the close-up, but it has this metal, beautiful beading on it. It's just absolutely stunning. And remember, for this, I just like to grab a few places, like right here, where I think that I may be having a little void, and I just like to put this ribbon right here, and look at that. Just face it forward so it catches the light. It's so pretty. All right, so what I'm going to do is one more time, give it a tail, about an 8-inch tail, go down, and we're going to really fluff this ribbon because it has that beading on it. And so I'm gonna cut right here. It's so stunning, you guys. I really, if you have a chance to get a ribbon this year, be sure to get this one. It's so pretty. I'm gonna play like this. And a good ribbon has a good wire. So we always usually make sure that it has a great wire so it really can do what we're trying to make them do, which is to fluff up towards the end. Look at that. If you just add your single loop bow like this, and I look for a place where I want to add it, which I'm going to do one right here. And I'm gonna go all the way in and fluff. And look at that. That really just sets it off and finishes off. I'm gonna do one more, then I'm going to speed up this video because we're already taking a lot of your time. But I really do hope that you've learned a few tricks on how to decorate a gorgeous Christmas tree this Christmas season. So once again, I'm going to grab my ribbon. I'm gonna cut right here. I'm gonna drop that on the floor since it'll be our last one. I'm gonna grab a little wire and attach this real quick, spin it around, and play with it like this to fluff. Make sure that metal part, which is what catches a lot light, goes forward. And I'm gonna go right here and attach this guy to my branch, twist it, and go in. And look at that, isn't that gorgeous? All right, you guys, so I'm gonna speed this up real quick. I'll be right back to give you the end result. Keep watching. All right, everyone, so let me give you a close-up of this gorgeous Christmas tree, and I'm gonna start right here with this absolutely stunning oversized magnolia. I love the way this looks, almost like a leather. And you guys, look at the tips right here with all of the glitter. It is just so stunning. I wish that you could see how it catches the light. And this is the ribbon that we added as an accent. Take a look at how stunning this is. I was telling you how it catches the light, and just a little touch of it all throughout the tree really does make a difference. It adds a designer feel to it. And you guys, this ornament right here, I also want to feature. It looks like a beautiful earring, and we put them all throughout the Christmas tree. Like you see, it's a mirror, it has some diamonds on the side, and they are double-sided, and they just create that beautiful, luxurious look for the Christmas tree. I love the way this turned out. I really hope that you do as well. Oh, one more time before I let you go is this gorgeous pick. Look how absolutely stunning this floral pick is. It really adds that beautiful, airy feel, you know, the flyaways, like I like to call them. And so this is what it looks like. I hope that you liked it. Be sure to leave me a comment down below and let me know what was your favorite part on this gorgeous Christmas tree. You guys, we are here at SHINODA Design Center, and I want to share with you some of the Christmas themes that I've done for them for this year. This beautiful penguin, black and white, is so gorgeous. I love the way it turned out with a beautiful glitter ribbon, all of the white pigs, and the super cute penguins and bears. It is so pretty. But I want to share with you one of my favorites. Come follow me, cameraman. So this is the way they displayed here at SHINODA Design Center. There is about 28 displays for you to be inspired this holiday season. And this one right here, actually we have two. This is a traditional theme that we did. You can find all of these tutorials on my YouTube channel, but I wanted to share with you how they display the beautiful Christmas trees that we decorate for them. It is so beautiful and traditional. I love the poinsettias on this one. And if my cameraman would pan out to this silver and red, it is so gorgeous with a beautiful ribbon that looks like a caramel, a candy cane, sorry, and all of the big ginormous magnolias. You guys, I just love the way they inspire people to come and check it out and shop, and you too can create all of these beautiful Christmas trees. If you want to see more DIYs on how to decorate your Christmas trees, be sure to follow me on my YouTube channel. I hope to see you there.